This is the new 2026 Hoyt AX329. There's lots to unpack on the new AX3. This is the 29-inch axle to axle. The new XTS system on the limb pocket, making your tuning so much easier, helping you with your micro tuning adjustments. And this AX3 riser is completely new. It's a brand new design. We are going to put this through its paces and we're going to see what the performance is like. But first, let's go through the specs. This is a 29.5-inch axle to axle, 6 3/8 brace height. The ATA speed on this bow is 340 feet per second. We've got this bow set at exactly 30 inches. We've got this bow set slightly over 70 pounds. The AX3 comes in various models, this being the 29-inch axle to axle. You get the short draw version that goes down all the way to 23 inches and the long draw version that goes up all the way to 33 inches. I've chosen the shorter axle to axle. I do like the 29-inch axle to axle bow. It's got a nice feel when it's at full draw. This being an axle to axle of 29.5 inches. The brace height is 6 3/8 and the ATA speed is 340 feet per second. But do remember the ATA speed is measured at 30-inch draw at 70 pounds. With a 350 grain arrow. The draw length options in this bow is from 25 inches all the way up to 30 inches, and you've got the poundage increments going down all the way from 40 all the way up to 80 pounds. But do remember, it's only in 10-pound increments. So in other words, when you get a bow, it will be a 40 to 50, 50 to 60, etc. This bow being a 70-pound maximum bow. Let's go over some of the things that's the same as 2025. The HBX Gen 4 cam. It really was a hit for 2025, especially on the shorter draw length. We've tested these bows with the 28 and 29-inch draws, and we really saw a significant increase in speed at those draw lengths. The HBX cam's the same. It's a really nice draw. You can adjust it from 75 all the way to 85% in let-off, and the adjustability on the modules is really easy without needing to use a bow press. The strings, the wire works from Hoyt is still the same, and the limbs are the same. The new addition for 26 is the XTS, the Exact Tuning System. The riser is completely new. It's a new design on the riser itself, and there is a definite decrease in the vibration on the shot. It's a nice shooting bow. It's really smooth, and I'm seeing a different roller guard arm here with thread in it. I'm not sure if there's going to be an attachment of some sort, but I'm expecting something to come out a little bit later. The HBX Gen 4 cam is a cam system that allows you to be more comfortable at full draw with a shorter axle to axle bow. And what I mean by that, a lot of the times when the shorter axle to axle bows get to full draw, the limbs move a lot. So a 29-inch axle to axle bow might move from 29 inches to axle to axle all the way down to close to 26 and sometimes 25-inch axle to axle, making that string angle extremely sharp. With the HBX system, when you get to full draw, this 29-inch axle to axle bow will give you a feel very close to an axle to axle length of 33-inch axle to axle, and let me show you why. The bow being in a static position, the axle to axle length on this bow is, you can see there, 29.5 inches. While we're getting to full draw, it's important to first check the timing on the bow. And this is exactly in time. The top and the bottom cams are touching the bus cables at the same time. And I also want to double check the draw length. And when I measure the draw length, I've got the draw arrow here. It's the throat of the grip. So it's slightly over 28.25. I'll say it's 28 3/8. So when you want to measure the actual bow's length, it's that measurement plus 1 3/4. So this bow is currently measuring at 30 1/8 inches. So very close to 30 inches according to the specifications. So very accurate out the box. So I'm very happy with that. The reason why it's important to measure the draw length is you want to know the true speed from the bow. The longer the draw length, the faster the speed will be. With this bow being very close to 30 inches, it'll give us an accurate speed. We've got the bow at full draw, obviously set at 30 inches. And at full draw, the axle to axle here is 26.5. So it actually moved 3 inches from the static position. But what is important, and what I was mentioning from the HBX system, when you look at the string angle itself, the string angle is at 12 o'clock. And when I measure the actual string angle from the cams, it's going to give you a feel of a 32-inch axle to axle bow. So the string angle is not as acute as what it would be on some of the really short axle to axle bows. The XTS, the Exact Tuning System. I've done a deep dive into this XTS system on a previous YouTube video. You can click the link below and it'll take you to that video. But I do want to explain a little bit how this works. The XTS system is an easy way for you to micro tune your bow. If you get a tear more than an inch, you definitely do not want to start by using the XTS. You need to do macro adjustments on your rest and shimming the cams. After that, you can start using the XTS system. Hoyt recommends using setting your bow up with a center shot of 3/16 of an inch with your arrow being leveled with your string. The XTS system will not only eliminate horizontal tears, it will also fix vertical tears. This is what the Exact Tuning System looks like. You can clearly see the indication marks there on the limb pocket itself. These are the shuttle locks, and this is not increasing the tension. Those little holes in there is the shuttle bolts. And by increasing the tension, will increase the tension on the limbs. By decreasing the tension, will decrease the tension on the limbs. And now that you know what the XTS system looks like, let me give you a real life scenario. When you've got a high knock tear, all you need to do is you need to loosen the top and bottom locks. You decrease the tension at the top XTS pocket, which in essence is going to take some slack out of the top limb, and you're taking up the slack at the bottom XTS system by increasing the tension. By only making a quarter or half turn increments on the XTS system, you will definitely see a change on the tear itself. Let's say you've got a left tear. How are you going to fix it? The fletchers and the knock is on the left, and it is important to remember that you need to face the bow from the front. You're going to tighten the tension on the top left limb pocket and at the bottom left limb pocket, and you are going to loosen the right pocket and the bottom right pocket. So what is important to remember, that what you do on the left side, you need to do the same on the right hand side in the opposite direction. Just remember that this video is not a deep dive in how the XTS system works. I've done a video on it before, so please remember to go and check that out. It's a video that I've done the week before. This is just going through the AX3. We are going to shoot it over a chronograph with a 350 grain arrow, a 500 grain arrow, and a 650 grain arrow, giving you a good indication of what speed you will get from this bow. This is a 350 grain arrow. The bow is measuring at 70.8 pounds. The draw length on this bow is 30 1/8. We are going to shoot this arrow over the chrono, and we're hoping to get speed close to 340 feet per second as the advertised speed given by Hoyt. (342.9 feet per second. That is fantastic. The advertised speed being 340 feet per second ATA. We've got a nose button, we've got a peep, we've got string silencers, we've got the loop. I was actually expecting this bow to shoot less than 340, but already really impressed. That is great and fantastic speed. Let's shoot a 500 grain arrow through the chrono, see what that gives us. This arrow is very close to 500 grains. The exact weight on this arrow is 498.5 grains. (293.5 feet per second. 293.5 feet per second out of a 30-inch bow. In my opinion, with a 500 grain arrow, that is great specs. This cams perform really well at a 28-inch draw, 29-inch draw. So even for the short draw archers, this will be an option definitely to look at. This arrow weighs 651 grains. We are going to shoot this. This is a very heavy arrow. Not a lot of people are shooting the 650 grain arrow. A lot of people are mostly shooting those 500 grain arrows in that area, and getting close to 300 feet per second, in my opinion, is fantastic. The 650 grain arrow. (259.2). I'm really impressed with the speed, and something that I guess I haven't even noticed is how little the vibration is in my hand. Hoyt has made a change on this riser, and they've seen a 13% reduction in the vibration with this. And with all the arrows that I've shot with this bow now in the shop, the bow's dead quiet, and there's not a lot of vibration in this bow at all. So it is really nice to feel that the bows really do deliver, and there's always a step in the right direction, and there's positive changes being made. I am taking this AX329 and the RX10 Ultra to the range in my next video, and I'm going to shoot arrows all the way from 350 all the way up to 1,100 grains, from point blank distance all the way out to 50 yards, to see how efficient these bows are at real hunting distances. Remember to check that video out when it comes out. Make sure to go to your Hoyt dealer, go shoot the AX3, go shoot the RX10 bows. If you haven't done an upgrade, maybe it's time for an upgrade. These bows are fantastic. It's giving great performances, in my opinion, for the shorter draw archers from 28 to 29 inches. I do not think there is a better performing bow at that draw length than the AX3 or the RX10. It's a bold statement to make, but maybe I'm a little bit biased. Leave a comment down below if this is the bow that's going to make you change or upgrade your bow. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.